Welcome into the MLB Pick Show Monday, August 10th. Gonna run down some of the games on today's MLB card, guys. Thanks for joining me. Throw out any questions in the chat here on YouTube, Sportsbooks TV, and also going live on Twitter right now. So feel free to throw out any questions in the chat. I'll hit them at the end. We'll go over the bets for today's card. Starting off at the top of the card here, guys. 901, 902. Kind of the happy hour special here, 6:05 Eastern, first pitch, Atlanta at Philadelphia. I'm involved in this one, guys. This one on Fox Sports 1, so a watch and win opportunity. We got Newcomb coming from the left side versus Aaron Nola going for Philadelphia. We've seen Aaron Nola catch a bid here. Looks like up to about minus 145, almost across the board, total of 9 in this one. Obviously, an NL East matchup here. Both pitchers have faced the opposing lineups a pretty good amount. Newcomb, a guy, coming from the left side, kind of a high prospect guy. Last time out, 5 hits to Toronto. He's been kind of up and down all season long, so hopefully we can catch him on an up night. I do like the underdog here. One of the main reasons why, past matchups against this Philadelphia lineup, he's faced 76 total at bats, only a 594 opposition team OPS against them. So for whatever reason, they have not seen Newcomb very well. Talking about this Philadelphia Phillies lineup, I think that's a good reason to be on the dog here. Nola on the other side here. Last time out, 12 strikeouts, 0 walks. We talked about it before, guys. When guys go, 10 plus strikeouts with 0 or 1 walk, they are going to take money the next time out. You could see that here in this one. That's why I've waited a while to jump on the Braves. Kind of knew money was going to come in on Aaron Nola. But talking about past opposition here at 2 NL East opponents going at it, Atlanta, 764 team OPS against Nola, and that's in 300 at-bats. They've seen him a lot more, and they've had a lot more success off of Aaron Nola than Philadelphia's lineup has had off of Newcomb. And plus, the cherry on top here of why I like the Braves, there's actually 2 reasons. The Braves, number 1 in all of MLB to this point in the season against right-handed pitchers. Of course, Aaron Nola coming from the right side. Now, Philadelphia has seen lefties pretty well, not as good as the Braves have seen righties. They're batting number 10 off of lefties for your records going forward. But really, the main reason here, Atlanta, number 7 bullpen by my numbers in all of MLB, way ahead of this Philadelphia bullpen. Philadelphia, bottom 5 bullpen, in my opinion. So even if we do give up a little bit with the starting pitchers, which I don't think we do much at all, especially because of past performance against the pitcher, we make it up here with the bullpen. High watermark number here in Las Vegas. I just bet them at 134. So the Atlanta Braves plus 134. That's available at the Westgate Superbook USA, whatever they're calling themselves. Good sports book. I like them here in Las Vegas. Braves plus 134. Yeah, guys, any questions, throw them out either on Twitter or on YouTube. Jared, welcome in, buddy. Thank you for joining me. We got Washington and the New York Mets up next. Corbin versus Mats. Of course, this is another NL East battle here. And a rematch of just 6 days ago. Same, about the same lineups, same pitchers, same teams going at it. Corbin, 16 Ks in his last 2 starts, 8 in each. So he's been consistent. Only 1 walk total to date this year. So he's been right around the plate, and he's pitched pretty well. 5.2 innings versus the New York Mets. He did give up 8 hits, 3 earned runs in that matchup. So not really dominating this Mets lineup. But on the other side was Steven Matz, at Washington just 6 days ago, 3 innings pitched, gave up 7 hits and 5 earned runs. So they smacked them around a little bit, and they're going to see this same arm right here tonight. So that's not a matchup I like for Steven Matz to have success. Washington, the number 2 lineup in all of MLB versus lefties, 160 weighted runs created plus number. That's very impressive here from the Nationals lineup. Now, it isn't a huge sample size, obviously, in the shortened season pretty early on. And on the other side, the New York Mets, number 10 in MLB versus lefties. So both of these lineups should get at it. The wind is also blowing out. I look towards this total of 8 in the hook here. It has caught a little money with minus 115 towards the over. My totals have not been as good as my sides so far this year. So I was looking to kind of stay off of that total. And I do like the Washington Nationals here, -116, that game at Circa. So that's what I bet personally. I know I've been kind of betting 3 teams each night and having a good success rate. So I might cut that one out. It is kind of the lowest one on the table, but that remains to be seen. Go with the official lineup here at the end of the card. We got Minnesota, Milwaukee Brewers up next in the 3rd game here. Dobnach versus Hauser. Looks like Hauser about -115 favorite. This one's been jumping around a little bit. So if you shop around, it's kind of a wide spread of what the sports books are offering, both offshore and here in Vegas. Dobnach, he's a starting pitcher here in MLB. Not too long ago, he was a former Uber driver. If you haven't read up on him, it's a pretty cool story. Just kind of working his way through the minors, kind of working oddball jobs, but has found himself here in MLB. And this season has been really good. He's not given up more than 3 hits in any of his first 3 starts. His only 3 starts this year. His velocity is also ticked up a little bit. He was hitting 94 miles per hour his last time out. So I got Dobnach circled as a bet on opportunity. And sure enough, you can get him here at Bet Online at +104. That's what I bet him at just before going live here. In Minnesota, another kind of reason why I looked to bet them, they're number 10 in all of MLB versus righties. They're facing Hauser tonight. He's a righty. He has 12 innings pitched on the year, only 1 earned run, but he does have 5 walks on the season. So he's kind of not really found it control-wise, but he has had some success. 2 starts and 30 balls in each of those starts. So both of the starts, 60-something balls total and 30 in each of them. So he's kind of had a little bit of control issues. Also, they've kind of struggled here talking about the Milwaukee lineup against righties, bottom 10 lineup versus righties. So not a team I'm looking to bet on. And to add a little extra something that I'm starting to look at this season from this point forward, how teams are trending at home, how they're trending as favorites, how they're trending as underdogs, the handedness of the pitcher. This season brings a lot to it, and some of it is trends out the gate. Milwaukee's just 1-4 at home. So that's something I'd watch. Not the only reason I'm betting this. One, because I like the pitcher most importantly. So Dobnach, this Minnesota Twins lineup that I don't think has hit full potential. I'm on the Twins +104. You can find that one offshore. So got one more here for the night card, and then answer any questions on the way out and recap the bets for tonight's card. Hopefully get another winner here, guys. So feel free to shoot out any questions on Twitter or YouTube. We got the nightcap here. Oakland and the LA Angels. This one, I guess we can call it the degenerate special. I'm betting it anyway, but that makes it a little bit better being the last game on the card. We got Oakland versus the LA Angels. Sean Manaya versus Julio Tehran. Julio Tehran still finding himself in the major leagues. Used to be one of my favorite pitchers about 10 years ago or so with the Braves, and he's still in the major leagues. So we're going to go after this one. Sean Manaya, ever since he's cut his hair, he really hasn't been as good of a pitcher as a couple years ago coming from the left side. His velocity was down last year, although this year it's ticked up a little bit. Each of his first 3 starts, he went up in velocity, which, with the start of MLB spring training, then shutting it down, then coming back again. That's something that I've looked for with pitchers as a bet on, just because they wouldn't be going 100% velocity with that on their mind right out of the gate, kind of work their arm up. And he's been one of the guys that at least fits that profile. So I would look for him to have even more success tonight. Talking about the Oakland A's bats, they're top 10 versus righties. They're going to face a righty here in Julio Tehran. And the Oakland A's, a top 5 bullpen. So those are all reasons to kind of be on the A's tonight. Julio Tehran in his first start, under 3 innings pitched, 2 walks, 2 Ks, 2 hits, 2 earned runs. So at least consistent with the 2s there, especially because he only went 2.2 innings. His fastball averaged 89 miles per hour and his changeup just 82 miles per hour. So that's only 7 miles an hour difference. And you're riding in the 80s, pitching at the major league level. I just don't think that's sustainable. Back in my prime, I used to almost throw well, 82, what his changeup is. So 89, never touched that. But still, I mean, pitching in the 80s with only a 7-mile-per-hour difference between your fastball and your changeup, I don't think that that's a profile I'm looking to bet on. I think the Oakland A's lineup takes advantage of that. Plus the fact the LA Angels have struggled versus lefties, just a 72 weighted runs created plus number. That is number 26 in all of MLB. So a bottom 5 lineup versus lefties. They're facing a lefty tonight in Manaya. He hasn't been great, but I would look for him to have a little bit more consistency tonight. Bottom 10 bullpen for the Angels and a top 5 bullpen for the A's. All of that equals minus 121 favorite bet for me on the Oakland A's to finish it off in the nightcap. And also to add on to that, year to date, talking about riding trends here, guys, we got the A's up over 4 units. If you've been betting on them every single game of the season, up over 4 units. And the Angels, one of the worst teams in baseball from a betting perspective, down 7 units on the season. So just something to keep in mind there. That's an 11-unit difference between these two teams. So to finish it off there, the nightcap, Oakland A's minus 121 is what I'm looking to bet here, guys. So those are 4-game rundown. I bet all 4 personally. But the Washington game, I don't think it qualifies as a play on the record. So I am just going to go with the 3, but hit the chat box. If anybody wants to ask any questions, answer them here on the way out. Go for it. We got Davey in the house. What is up, buddy? Oakland, the town. You liking Oakland tonight? Yeah, I'm going to be betting on them tonight. They're I believe on the road though. Yeah, down in LA. I mean, of course, no fans, but not sure how much to factor in. That's actually a good question in terms of how much to factor in home field advantage this season compared to last season's. We got Jenkins in the house. Phils can't lose another game. Hey, who knows? They're laying a minus 140 price tag. Sure, they could lose. It's almost up to minus 150 now, guys. You might be able to get a better number on the Atlanta Braves than I did at plus 134. So I don't know. I think that they actually can lose tonight, Jenkins. But we got Caleb in the house on the Braves, Twins, and Nats as well. Let's cash. Awesome, buddy. Let's go. It sounds like we're thinking the same here. Smart minds think alike. Mike in the house. What's up, Mike? Thanks for joining me, man. Like the Twins. Yeah, on them here in a plus price, which now the market's actually moving towards Minnesota being a favorite here. So watch out for that. Shop around for the better number. You can still catch them in the plus price range. Offshore mostly. I didn't see them in the plus range here in Vegas. Arizona, Oakland over 11.5 thoughts. I don't see the 11.5 out there. Oh, you're talking about Arizona and Colorado. Yeah, I would. I was looking at being on Arizona with Robbie Ray, but Robbie Ray really hasn't been all that good. He does have under an 800 team OPS against in Colorado, so he has not been blown up in Colorado, talking about Robbie Ray here, but he also hasn't been good out the gate this season. So it's like, what do you want to put more emphasis on? Recent trends or kind of historical trends in the ballpark. It was enough to just kind of keep me off of here, this minus 140 price tag on Colorado. Colorado, heck, they've been good out the gate, guys. I mean, you could make the argument the Rockies, the Marlins, kind of 2 of the top teams in terms of surprises out the gate. So I don't usually look to kind of go against those type of teams. The 11.5 in the total. I mean, it's in Colorado and 2 pitchers that have been up and down. So I definitely wouldn't bet the under. I haven't bet it personally, though, and wouldn't talk you off of the over. Flazeus in the house. What are the rest of the plays? I only heard Twins in Oakland. I'll recap them at the end, buddy. Any thoughts on the Atlanta over? It's a 9 right now, a little juice towards the under. I mean, Philadelphia is a ballpark that I have circled with the DH moving into the NL, looking to bet overs, but I'm not so sure, man. I could see Newcomb and Nola having some success in this matchup, so I wouldn't be on the over. I mean, Atlanta's a top 10 bullpen. I guess Philadelphia's bullpen's kind of been a mess. I didn't bet the total though, so I wouldn't go too big on that over. Yeah, Mark, I'll do a quick recap. Thanks for joining me, buddy. Hey, thank you, Jenkins. I appreciate that. That's what I'm here for. Give out good betting content. So hopefully keep these winners coming in MLB. Davey like in the Twins plus 104. Braves plus 1.5 minus 145. Plus 1.5 might be a look there, man. You get obviously the 1.5, or you're not having to pay too much. I'm gonna bet at money line just to get that plus price, but heck, if they lose by 1, you'd be the man, and I'll be in the gutter there. We got Colorado over an 11.5 from DJ, okay, and Nats Mets over 8.5 from Jay Garcia. Yeah, man, just went over that game. And actually, I think it's gonna miss my card. I did bet it on Washington. But yeah, I do like that over in the Washington-New York Mets game. My totals just haven't been as good this season, so I'm trying to stick with sides, stick with what's working. But I could see both lineups having success against the opposing pitcher. I mean, they just did 6 days ago, and it's pretty much the same matchup, pitcher, lineup, all of that. So I could see some success from the bats, in the over in the 8.5 Nats Mets game. Actually, kind of surprised it's still sitting at 8 in the hook there, and it hasn't ticked up. So I definitely wouldn't talk you off of that over in the Nats Mets game either. Best 2 plays, in my opinion, out of the 4. Okay, Miguel, you're a 2-game player, I see. I like Oakland, and I mean, value-wise, I like the Braves at plus 134, so those are the 2 I would go with. Okay, you're just on the Brewers. I hear you, Garcia. But good luck to both of us as well. I'll recap it here, guys. And then, yeah, any questions, I'll be coming back tomorrow. Actually, let me know on Twitter, at Drew Martin Bets, guys, what time you'd like me to go kind of live here, recapping the MLB. I'm looking to go kind of every single day moving forward. So if you guys are liking it, hit me up what time works. I'm thinking this 5 p.m. Eastern, maybe 4 p.m. Eastern. Kind of doesn't seem like too much is going on out there in the streaming world. Plus the fact I get to look at the lineups and have all day to look at it. I'm more of a late riser, kind of night owl. So it works to get a little bit later. Eric, noonish, I don't know, man. Noonish Eastern at 9 a.m. Pacific. I don't know if that's doable. Maybe on the weekends I'll hit noonish. But until then, it's going to have to be a little bit later. So, guys, in recap here, I appreciate all you guys in the chat, man. It was live. Thank you. For the 3 plays for today's card, I'll tweet them out as well, at Drew Martin Bets. Got the Atlanta Braves plus 134 underdogs. Pretty good, juicy underdog there. I bet that one at the Westgate. Atlanta Braves plus 134. Got the Minnesota Twins plus 104. I bet that one offshore. Wasn't able to find them at a plus price here. They were plus 100 at Circa if you're here in Nevada. If not, you can find a plus price offshore. I bet them plus 104 on the Minnesota Twins with Dobnach on the hill. And Oakland, LA Angels in the nightcap, last game on the card, as well as San Diego, LA, which I like the under in that one, but didn't bet it. Oakland, LA Angels in recap here, guys. I got Sean Manaya in the Oakland A's and fading Julio Tehran. I bet the Oakland A's minus 121. So, guys, if you're tailing, best of luck. If not, I hope you lose. And let's talk tomorrow, same time, same place. And best of luck, guys. Thanks for joining me.